Thank you, Chairman. Director Comey, why was Cheryl Mills granted immunity in the classified data investigation for Secretary Clinton?
The Department of Justice wrote a letter to Cheryl Mills's lawyer that gave her what's called active production immunity for the production of her laptop. So it's not personal immunity for her. It was the immunity was, we will not use, we the Department of Justice, directly against you anything we recover on this laptop. Fairly common tool in criminal investigations, but that's what it was. And the judgment was, the FBI's judgment was, we need to get to that laptop. We need to see what it is. This investigation's been going on for a year. And this was, in the negotiation, a tool that her lawyer asked for that the Department of Justice granted so we could get the laptop.
Thanks. Was she then Secretary Clinton's lawyer in Secretary Clinton's interview with you, and is that irregular?
Our understanding was she was acting as a member of her legal team. Not irregular, not the FBI's job to decide who can be in a voluntary interview. There are ethical canons that govern lawyers, but we don't police that. If it was a judicial proceeding, the judge might police who could be there representing an individual, but that's not something that we could do anything about in a voluntary interview.
Secretary Clinton has summarized to the public that you have said her statements in her interview and her statements to the public were truthful. Do you think that's accurate?
As an investigator, I kind of look at the world in an odd way. I never say I believe anybody or anything is truthful. I always ask, do I have evidence to establish it is untruthful or that I don't believe somebody? And so, as I said, when I testified about this for 5 hours in July, we did not develop evidence that led us to believe that any of the statements to us were untruthful.
Do you think that Cheryl Mills would have destroyed her laptop? And if so, why this negotiation as opposed to just asking for it by grand jury subpoena?
Well, it's a lawyer's laptop. So having done this for many, many years, a grand jury subpoena for a lawyer's laptop would likely entangle us in litigation over privilege for a very long time. And so by June of this year, I wanted that laptop. Our investigators wanted that laptop, and the best way to get it was through negotiation.
Do you think any laws were broken by Cheryl Mills?
We have no evidence to establish that she committed a crime.
Do you think that Secretary Clinton broke any laws related to classified data?
We have no evidence sufficient to justify a conclusion that she violated any of the statutes with respect to classified information.
Is there any distinction between that statement and saying that no prosecutor would bring charges, which is, I think, what you said in your public statements the day that you made your announcement?
Well, I think it's another way of looking at it. I think given the evidence in this case, I still think that no reasonable prosecutor would try to bring this case or bring this case.
Okay, thank you.